Figuring out what we owe each other is one of the most challenging parts of living in a healthy society. When you get into a car crash, there's a debt that has to be settled, and we can't be trusted to figure it out on our own. Nobody likes to admit that they're at fault when confronted with a massive bill, and even if you agree to split it evenly, someone might still end up feeling like a sucker. This is why we have certain authorities that tell us who owes what. But when it comes to group dining, there's no one to turn to, and everyone is expected to already know how to figure things out fairly. People usually don't want to make a big deal over a couple of bucks, but over time, these tiny injustices can add up and create long-term resentment. In a perfect world, we would all order the same dish, and everyone would know how much to pay. But the nature of group dining is frenzied and disorderly, and there are way too many factors to keep track of what everyone should pay when the check comes. Here's a familiar scenario. You get all dolled up to go out, and then you call a friend to make plans for dinner. At first it's just the two of you, but then he invites his friend, and that friend invites another friend. And before you know it, you've completely lost count of how many people you've agreed to eat with. Somebody always invites that one friend that nobody wants there, but he usually just keeps to himself. Someone begins the meal by ordering some soup dumplings for the table, even though you didn't want any, and an order of tofu for the vegetarians. And someone else gets a basket of shrimp. The drunks will start ordering booze, and even though you're trying to be frugal, all you can do is quietly panic as you watch your friends run up a massive tab. You order the smallest entree on the menu, hoping to start a trend. But that doesn't stop everyone else from going big. Other people might only want to eat organic food, which can be very expensive. And one of your friends might even have the nerve to return their entree to the kitchen, which may eliminate their meal from the grand total. And then someone might come to the meal really late, and they just start to pick at everyone else's food. And then someone else actually has to leave early and asks someone to cover for them. And at this point, it's impossible to tell who consumed what, but nobody seems to care. And when the waiter finally puts down the check, the guy who ordered 4 beers declares that you should all split it evenly.